we live? Is this thing on? How's everybody doing today? Hi. Holy shit, we're actually live. That's cool. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I hope everybody's having an awesome time. Hope you're all having a great old day and time. I think we messed up the queue. I must have messed up the queue. I thought I saw a fresh lobby. I didn't see a fresh lobby. I messed up. But what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Disco. We are drafting here on Drafters Fantasy Sports. And today is a very wonderful and spectacular and happy day because yours truly is drafting at the 112. There I am at the 112. Yours truly is drafting at the 112. And this is my 150th Drafters $3 mini, which means that in my first year competing in best ball, I managed to max out a tournament, which is pretty dope. Pretty dope. It's crazy to see how far we've come and how many drafts we've done. And I remember the first draft, and I hope this one's just as memorable. So it's pretty spectacular. It's pretty surreal. I'm glad that we're here. And there's a tremendous opportunity. And since we're talking about tremendous opportunity, guys, there's a huge Drafters Fantasy Overlay opportunity. What does that mean? In the Drafters 2 million, where it's a $20 buy-in, where first place wins $300,000 and there's $2 million in total prizes, it means that there's $2 million fully guaranteed this year. No matter what happens, if the draft and the tournament itself doesn't fill completely, Drafters is still liable and still has to pay the full bounty, the full 2 million. So if it fills up to 70%, well, guess what? You have a 30% increased opportunity and chance to finish in the money. And it's a tremendous opportunity. And you need to get in now. And you need to sign up on Drafters Fantasy Sports using promo code DiscoDrafts1. We'll match your initial deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. And say you want to get into a $3 mini to warm up for like 8 or 9 Drafters 2 millions. By all means, do it. But you also have a great opportunity to get in and take advantage of these props, these betting props on the Drafters Pick'em. It's a tremendous opportunity. It's all wonderful. It's all tremendous. So once again, promo code DiscoDrafts1. I will match your initial deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. It is available in Ontario, Canada. That's where I'm from. And it's available pretty much everywhere else except for like Montana, where else? Nevada, Connecticut. Yeah, it's pretty much available everywhere. All right. Let's catch up with the chat because we took care of business. Antonio, Senor Bonus Jolito, he says, "What up? What's up, Antonio? How you doing, brother?" Bad Guys Official says, "Namaste." Nah, I'm a go, bro. I'm a go. I'm a go watch some football tomorrow. Let's fucking go. We made it, fellas. Time to rejoice. Did you guys remember that Celine Dion, "It's All Coming Back to Me Now" commercial, like during the COVID off season for the NFL? That might be the most emotional commercial ever in every football season since. That's been like the song that like play in my head when we get close to the Celine Dion "It's All Coming Back to Me Now." Fantasy football nonsense made in this lobby. Shout out to him. Love that guy. I got the all clear from Kobe and the Cattle Dog, so I'm not talking to myself. My allergies are bad right now. Scott Reynolds says, "Hello, I am ready to go. Good luck." Thank you, brother. You're a freaking legend. I appreciate you. I hope your draft went well yesterday. We got a tremendous start to this draft so far. We got AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb around the bend. If you guys know me, you know I love drafting at the 112, just not in the 2 million because that's all I've been getting. Bad Guys Official says, "Hate to miss the 150 doing my home league with IDP in 15 minutes." Hey, man, so sometimes IDPs are cool, and sometimes IDPs break my heart. And this time, IDPs breaking my heart, bro. I'm heartbroken. I'm kidding. Good luck in your draft. Let me know. Let me know how your draft goes. Antonio says, "I messed up. I thought it said next fresh lobby." Yeah, I did say next fresh lobby, and I queued up. I messaged fantasy football nonsense, and then it just filled. So that's on me. Fantasy football nonsense says, "Dope." The Ashen one says the high rollers just filled, but I ain't scared. They got 216 people in there. Amazing. Fantasy football nonsense, just like Disco Nation. Love auto drafting once a stream. Did you just auto draft, bro? You got Kelsey and Cooper Kupp? Nonsense. What is you doing, baby girl? What is you doing, baby boy? That's nonsensical, senor. But yeah, man, I'm super blessed. We made it. We made it. We made it. I waited for your lobby to fill, then join the next one. My confusion. No, man, like honestly, it was fresh. Set queue up, and then it filled. So I have no idea. I'm sure there's still like a couple of issues and a couple of bugs. And like I always get like a significant delay on my queues for some reason, both in my lobby. But yeah. Fantasy Football Nonsense says, hate to see it. Whatever, man. Just means that you guys get to talk about your draft and talk to me and let's talk props. And I put out my lock for week one. I put out my betting prop lock for week one. It's a 3x prop. Lee McKinnon says, not sure what happened, but I thought I was in. I thought you were in too. I'm sorry. Here, let me find this. There it is. Just got to pull this up. It's uploading. Here is my week one lock. I'm trying to buy time for it to up. There we go. Here it is. Hold on. Banners. Hide. Sam Howell over 215.5 passing yards. Austin Eckler over 33.5 receiving yards. I put $50 on that one, and I'm going to get $150 for it. And that's how we're going to keep going. It's a great little thing to do here on Drafters Fantasy. Those pick 'em props are so money because some of them are just such outlier, like straight up locks that it makes sense to go relatively high. And I did 30 Drafters 2 million drafts in August, so I got a $50 pick 'em ticket, which is pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Crazy to think I did 30 in August. I didn't even think I was going to get to 25. And I think I'm at like 50, 55, 56. Pretty cool. So I'm going to go live tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm going to go live at 5 p.m. and I'm going to do 2 more Drafters 2 millions. And we're going to talk about the football game that's about to happen. And we're going to get in as many Drafters 2 millions as we possibly can so we can take advantage of this tremendous overlay opportunity. Yes, we have to wait the long game to get the payout and to receive the reward of the payout. But the investment now is significant. If Deebo Samuel falls to me here, I'm going to lose my shit. Hopefully this SM Miranda guy is auto picking and doesn't take Deebo. God darn, gosh darn it. Okay. No, I'm not going to try to get unique here. This is my 150th draft. I'm gonna draft how I would typically draft and try to get a strong, phenomenal team. So Najee Harris, Breece Hall, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I like that start a lot. I was watching for it to fill and join at 2 out of 12, but it's okay. Well, are you in a draft right now? I mean, you could still stick around and talk to me if you're in a draft. I miss you. I hope you're doing good. I'm excited to start kicking your ass in our redraft league. Antonio says, I got 12 in my draft. I'm going to try to copy your draft. Let's go. I'm off to a great start. I'm assuming you would go probably AJ Brown and Garrett Wilson, or CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson, and then Najee and Breece Hall, just knowing you, which isn't a bad start. Here's a couple of guys I'm very bullish on that I think are going to have a tough week one, and I'm going to try to buy the dip and redraft. I think Breece Hall is going to struggle week one because that Bills rush D is really good. I think James Cook and Stephon Diggs are going to struggle week one. I think Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson are going to do okay, but they're not going to break fantasy football and they're not going to break DFS records. Uh-oh. Kobe and the Gattle Dogs, the wife says I got the 11 in the same draft. Babe, you sniped the fuck out of Antonio. Snipe that motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. I just need somebody to get redemption. Babe, if you see Garrett Wilson or Breece Hall ahead of Antonio, take them. Take them every single time. And Aaron Rodgers. Any New York Jets, this is the draft you take them, babe. Snipe that motherfucker. He says, yep, you know me. Of course I do. So yeah. What the hell was I talking about? Guys who are going to struggle. Another guy who I'm really bullish on, and I think he's going to have a really tough week one. CMC. I think he's going to have a tough week one. I think Frymouth is going to have a tough week one. I think George Kittle, if he should play week one, he's going to have a tough week one. I think Najee Harris is going to have an awful week one. I think George Pickens might be fire because they're going to need to throw the ball a lot there. I think Jaylen Warren might be a better play in DFS. This weekend against the San Francisco 49ers because he's going to be in a lot of third and longs and he's going to get a lot of dink and dunks and he's going to turn that into some positive yardage. Fantasy Nonsense says we have elated disco sighting. Yes. Yeah, I believe she's in the next lobby. Babe, who made that lobby with you? Is Antonio in there? Who else is in there? Who else is in there? My wife is drafting with you guys, and I'm not. I'm kind of peanut butter jelly. This is supposed to be my thing. Like this is my 150th $3 mini. Ashton1 says, who is the QB1 this week? Are we talking DFS? Because in DFS, I try to get QB1s out of value. So if we're talking about a tertiary option, like a cheaper option in DFS, I would say Sam Howell would be the best tertiary option. If we're talking about like a no-brainer, high-priced DFS quarterback, I'm thinking Lamar Jackson. Those are my two guys. Kobe and Cal Dog says just Antonio. By the way, folks, can we do two things? One, can we give Ashton one the love that he deserves, and can we go to his YouTube channel and give him a subscription, please and thank you? It mean the world to me, and I know it would mean the world to him. Can we then also say that's a sick fucking logo? I love your logo. I wonder who did it for you. Like I need him to do my logo because your logo is fucking sick. The Ashton one betting, and I'm pretty sure that logo behind, like that little circle with the beam coming down, I think that's Ashton one from the game you play, which is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, subscribe to Ashton one on YouTube. I don't care if you guys leave the channel now to do it, but do it now. Do it ASAP. Subscribe to him. 3, let's give the man his flowers. He came on stream yesterday, and he not one stream but 2 streams, and he fucking rocked. Ashton one is a fucking superstar. He rocked the show last night. Both shows. The knowledge, like I'm telling you, he told me on Saturday, I'm gonna look into TOC, see what it's all about. Sunday, he bought his first TOC pack. He is now a TOC. Now he is a TOC pro. And he's got like 9. How many packs you got now, Ash? Like last time I heard it was like 9, but you got OG cards, which is rare for a new player to get. I didn't even know a new player could get that. But yeah, man, crazy. Geno Smith, they're playing the Rams. I think he's not necessarily a tertiary option or like a high option. I do believe that like Geno Smith will outperform Sam Howell. But I think Sam Howell is going to be spectacular this weekend, especially because they're playing Arizona. And that's why I'm also investing heavily in Jahan Dotson. I love Jahan Dotson this weekend. Or it's a disc. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jerry Jeudy, Terry McLaurin. Because guess what? Jerry Jeudy, he suited up for practice today, and people are still letting him drop. I'll take it. I'm buying the dip. Our 4 wide receivers right now are A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, and Terry McLaurin. We're having a kick-ass draft. And we also got Najee Harris and Breece Hall, who is a must draft. Like, I'm done having people fade Breece Hall. Draft Breece Hall. If it takes him 1 or 2 weeks to ramp up, fuck it. Wait the 1 or 2 weeks. Pivot. Get other running backs around him, but Breece Hall is a league winner. I'm done trying to explain myself. Last year, he led the league in fantasy points per touch. His athleticism alone makes him and his recovery almost certain to be at 100%, if not close. He is a must play. He is a must play. He is Aaron Jones 2.0. And yeah, Aaron Jones was good, but he wasn't great. Breece Hall is going to be great. Like Tony the Tiger. Great. Yeah. Action One says, I got my logo from the best man ever, Disco. Sounds like a swell fucking dude. He sounds like an artistic dude, man. He sounds super artistic. And he should start charging for those logos because that's a badass logo, dude. That's a cool one. Or it's a disco ball. It could be an upside down disco ball. You're absolutely right. It could be an upside down disco ball. Antonio says Ashen One Gaming. It's Ashen One Betting. So it's Ashen One, the Ashen One Betting channel. Yeah. And I put the link in our Discord as well. Ashen One Crush and Slade said fantasy football nonsense. No disagreements here, sir. We don't see eye to eye with a lot of takes. But this one, that's 100%er. He crushed it. Fuck. Ashen One has 11 packs with the 3 free ones he got. That's sick, man. That's sick. Yep. Ashen One says it does look like a disco ball, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that too. I'm honestly great with that. Happy coincidence. It's a very happy. Hold on. That's a very happy coincidence. I like it. I like it. See, like I'm not even thinking disco, and like disco still just I exude disco. It's what I do, man. So, guys, I need you guys, if you haven't signed up on Drafters Fantasy Sports, honestly, like this is life-changing amount of money. $20 can turn into $300,000. If you like drafting fantasy football, make the freaking investment. Put in one lineup. This overlay opportunity is insane. You have a 30% greater chance of finishing in life-changing money. And then if you put in a $25 minimum deposit, I'll match your initial deposit, and I'll give you $50 to use on the app. And when I give you $50 to use on the app, you'll be able to do 2 Drafters 2 million, and then $3 minis, and then 1 big 100x pick'em ticket. You're welcome. Great maths. Great maths. There's no better deal than that. It's free freaking money. Where the hell's Jonesy? Jonesy said he would be here. Where the hell did Jonesy go? Wow, my voice just went up there. Action One says we should all do disco balls next year, like how the JJSS does clowns. I think that's a cool idea. I think we should all do like disco themed, like Willie rolls in with an afro. And Willie would be here with us tonight, but he's got a redraft league. Everybody's got like an IDP redraft league. I'm happy to say I'm done redrafting. Not this year, but every year, never doing a fucking redraft again, unless it's a best ball disco ball nation tournament next year. And that's not necessarily a redraft. It's just a best ball tournament that's not here on Drafters. But I'm going to try to work with Drafters to get it here on the app. That would be super cool. That would be super cool. That would be hella cool. But yeah, I'm never doing redraft again. Never doing it. I love the 0 time commitment with best ball because I literally just draft and forget unless I'm winning stupid amount of money. I hate being in like 19 redraft leagues. I hate it. I hate it. Maybe one. One would be okay. But like now that I'm a content creator, I'm like obliged to like go into every redraft league and set my lineups every single week. And like you don't rush this stuff because like you want to do good. Guess who forgot to check the bye weeks? This guy, tell me about it. What bye weeks did you forget? Which ones got you? Talk to me. Okay, I have an idea for who I want next, or for the players I want next. It's definitely not Hollywood Brown. Definitely not Hollywood Brown. I told you guys from the get-go. I told you guys from the get-go. Wilson, Lamb, Mixon, week 7. Just pivot, brother. That's still a very strong start. It's still a very strong start. This is a spectacular start. Just pivot. All right. We don't want Hollywood Brown. So we're going to go with and David Montgomery. Honestly, I don't give a shit about ADP. I think David Montgomery is going to finish with more fantasy points than James Conner and Rachaad White combined, and Cam Akers for that matter. David Montgomery, you need to put some respect on his freaking name. He is going to be absolutely spectacular. And we have a tremendous start right now. We have 0 QBs, but we do have a nice tight end. We got 3 really high upside running backs. I'm very pleased with this start. It's a great start. I'm upset that this dickhead here, what's it, Smagma, Smiranda, this dickhead here freaking auto picked and took Deebo Samuel from me. Yeah, I said Schmegma on YouTube. Ashton one said I once had a nonsense level start and did 5 week 13 in a row, and I was able to make it work. You got it, Antonio. There you go. All right. Speaking of Ashton one starts, Travis Kelce, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Darren Waller, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Miles Sanders. Nonsense, you are phenomenal. You are phenomenal. You are absolutely phenomenal. That is a 6 start. And JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, also should be ready week 1. Like we've been saying, he should be ready week 1. Jerry Jeudy should either be ready week 1 or week 2. Terry McLaurin, he should be a go. But I am higher on Jahan Dotson this year than I am Terry McLaurin. I just don't have much Terry McLaurin. And the fact that I could get both of Jerry Jeudy and Terry McLaurin as my wide receiver 3 and 4, we're chilling. Nonsense wanted to say yes, week 13. You love your week 13s, fella. You do. Man, it's crazy seeing Khalil Herbert going in the 8th round. It's crazy. Last month he was going in like round 12, round 13. It's crazy how far he's jumping. And Roschon's jumping too. So I'm finally getting some Donta Foreman, like in pretty much the last 2 rounds, almost every draft now, because Roschon I have way too much exposure to. Same with Khalil Herbert. Foreman I had no exposure to, but I'm buying the dip. That honestly, I like the preseason drafts where like you break it down into like 3 seasons. Like the first one is buy the hype. The second one is buy like the boom players, like make your call and invest in the boom players. And the third one's like buy the dip for everybody that's like was being reached in both, June, July, and August. Buy the dip. I love the dip, like queso dip. Fantasy Football Nonsense says the disco auto draft recovery here is insane in my opinion. Willing to be wrong. This is a spectacular the fact that you auto drafted Kelce and Kupp at the beginning, and I'm not mad at you, and I still think that this is a spectacular draft for you, is phenomenal. You and I both need a quarterback though, and Quentin Johnston is still available. Treylon Burks is ready for week 1. Action 1 says, who has more fantasy points this week in the Detroit RB room? David Montgomery. Like, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get a couple of catches. I believe his prop for receiving and rushing yards on the pick'em, 9 or 78.5. I'd be willing to take the under there. I think he's going to get a couple of catches. I think he's going to get a couple of touches. But I think they're going to go like hard-nosed running, trying to run the clock out and trying to keep the Kansas City Chiefs offense off the field. And without Chris Jones there, because shout out to Nick Bosa, he just got an insane contract. But yeah, without Chris Jones there, like their defense was already Swiss cheese in the run game prior to Chris Jones not being able to come to a contractual agreement. So it's going to be David Montgomery's game to win or lose. Mr. Junior always DMs me while we're live when he can't make the stream. Dude's in school. I didn't know that. I have no idea how young Mr. Junior is. I didn't know he was that young. What a head of hair on that fella, eh? I'm so jealous. He's got like his flow is like here. He's got this kind of flow. And like my flow is here. We are not the same. Samaji Pirine reach. This guy must be a Disco Ball Nationer. That Danger. Yeah, he must be part of Disco Ball Nation. Fantasy Football Nonsense says Monty, no Chris Jones leaves a porous gap in the up the teeth of the Chiefs defense. Exactly. Plus no inside defensive line depth. Exactly. So the Kansas City Chiefs defense is built to get to the quarterback and take the ball away. They're built to do that. But without Kelce being there, the Chiefs have to pivot. And like, yes, like we're not certain that Kelce is out. Richardson. Pat Fryermuth. Yeah, so we're not certain that Kelce's out, but like when they say there's a bruise in the knee from a hyperextension, it's not like a black and blue bruise. It means that there's like a little fragment from the knee itself that actually chipped off. Like you guys need to know this is a very severe injury. So should he be ready? Like tomorrow, he's a freak. He's an absolute freak, but if I was the Kansas City Chiefs, I would not play Travis Kelce tomorrow. So with that being said, the Chiefs are going to struggle offensively. They're going to try to find their identity with a bunch of new wide receivers without their number one receiver / offensive producer. So we're going to figure out quickly tomorrow who the guy is. But in Kansas City, it's always going to change. And I don't think the run defense of the Detroit Lions this year is going to repeat what they did last year. They brought in some significant pieces this offseason to address that. Their passing game is going to be atrocious. Their pass defense is going to be horrible. But I feel like their pass rush is going to get there. I feel like, yeah, it's like it's crazy because 2 months ago I said I'm taking the Lions, and now like the Lions almost seem like a lock. And I believe last time we spoke about the props, they were plus 6.5. I wonder what that's changed to. I wonder what that's changed to. What's the spread on the? Can somebody let me know what the spread is on the Lions versus Chiefs game tomorrow? Are the Lions still the dogs? Scott Reynolds says you're killing me with the projection. I am playing CMC and Gibbs against a guy that only has Kelce playing. You guys have more fantasy players on your team though, right? Ashton one says, are you going over on Moore and Tony with Kelce out? I am. They're super low props. I'm not touching it. Like tomorrow's game, I'm not touching any particular prop. Like I believe I did like a $1 bet where it was 10x. I'll let you know what it is later, but I'm not touching tomorrow's game. The only thing I want to do tomorrow is I want to take the over on 2.5 field goals, and I want to take the Detroit Lions spread, but I want to know what the spread's at now. So if anybody can let me know what the spread's at now, that'd be spectacular. Anybody? Anyone? After we make our next pick, we'll tell you what we're doing and where we're doing it at. And we'll tell you how you could do it too and how you can take advantage of this tremendous overlay opportunity. I'm telling you guys, like you need to try it. You need to try it. The overlay opportunity is life-changing. There's 30% vacancy in, like, no matter what happens, drafters has to fill. No matter what. They have to fill and fulfill this tournament. They have to fulfill the price that they're giving away on this tournament. Antonio said on ESPN it's minus 4.5 KC. Okay, so when we were talking about it, it was plus 6.5 for Detroit to cover the spread at plus 6.5. And I said that's like a lock. And now Kelsey being out, you can see that it's already shifted 2 points. So this is good. This is good. So yeah, I would still take the spread. I personally took the money line and like my bigger bet. Fantasy Football Nonsense says, yeah, Chiefs 4.5. Okay. Nice. Typical sharps versus squares. Yes. But yeah, take advantage of this overlay, man. You won't regret it. I promise you won't regret it. Make sure you use promo code DiscoDrafts1. We'll match your initial deposit dollar for dollar. It's a $20 buy-in. First place wins $300,000. And there's $2 million in total prizes that you now have a 30% increased chance to get a shot at. And I'll match your initial deposit. So say you put the minimum deposit $25, you'll have $50 to play with. That's 2 drafts. If you think you're as good at drafting as you think you are, do it. Because some of us are willing to put our money where our mouth is, or our mouth where our money is. That doesn't sound right. Disco, that doesn't sound right. It sounds wrong. Russell Wilson. Rashid Rice. Bless you! Bless you again! Bless you 3 times, babe! She's having a little bit of a sneeze attack. Fantasy Football Nonsense says Chiefs are the pub chalk, in my opinion. 4.5 is probably due to heavy, sharp money on lines. Yeah. Also, primetime unders. You're welcome in advance. I don't know. Not when the Chiefs are playing. When the Chiefs are playing, they typically hit the overs. That's why I like the field goals. I feel like the field goals are going to be one thing that you can count on happening, especially with good weather. Field goals, 2.5 field goals, easy. Both teams combined will cover that easily. Scott Brown says, yeah, we'll have a chance to start another RB, but I'm not sure who it is without looking. Let me look real quick. For sure, brother. And I love if you have any fantasy football questions about your lineups. We're going to be live Sunday morning. We're going to take the dogs to the farm at 8 a.m. It's going to be fun. We're going to take the dogs there. And then, folks, we got less than 24 hours before we're going to have football. We are one sleep away from football. But yeah, we're going to take the dogs to the farm at like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. And then we're going to get back here. I'm going to go live. I want to say at like 11:30. And we're going to go live right until kickoff. And we're going to answer all questions. We're going to put together some DFS lineups. We're going to put together some props, some bets. I'm going to answer all questions about your fantasy football lineups. I'm going to set my personal 17 million redraft league lineups, and we're good. You said you have Montgomery, Breece Hall, and Swift. Okay, I would definitely start Montgomery, 100%. I would start CMC, Breece Hall or Swift at the flex. I would put. Who'd you say your other guy was? Gibbs. Yeah, I would say CMC and Montgomery should be locks. And I would say Breece Hall should flex. And I'm not anticipating Breece Hall is going to have a stellar performance, but I want to see what Swift is going to do. Because right now on the Philadelphia depth chart, which has me like a little concerned, and like he should be the clear-cut best running back in the room. But on the Philadelphia depth chart, there are 4 starting running backs where it says or 4 different running backs. So it's Swift, Penny, Gainwell, and Boston Scott, the Giants killer. So yeah, that should be interesting. So I'm like, for the leagues where I have DeAndre Swift, I'm gonna wait a week. I'm gonna wait a week. Breece Hall is one of those guys where it's like you should probably bench him just to see like what his leg is looking like. And Buffalo is like one of those really tough defenses, but he's also a guy that like if you bench him, he's probably gonna like it'll burn you because like he is going to be the RB1 this year. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And he may start off slow. That's fine. But I rather him start off slow. I rather lose my first 3 or 4 weeks in redraft format That way I know for a fact who I can rely on, who I can't rely on. So like everybody panics and tries to trade their entire fucking roster like after week 1, and it's like there's so much. Fantasy football nonsense says we might have a Boston Scott sighting tonight. Well, you know he's going to get 2 touchdowns every season, and they play the Giants twice a year, so that's a gimme. That's a gimme. That's the Giants killer. I love Boston Scott versus the Giants. It's still my all-time favorite prop, anytime touchdown. And it's like these betting apps, these sports books, they haven't caught on because it's still like plus 750. It's still plus 750 for Boston Scott anytime touchdown against the New York Giants. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Oh, every game. Listen, fantasy football nonsense. Every game Boston Scott has played against the New York Giants, he has scored at least 1 touchdown. Every single game. Okay. Donovan Peoples-Jones. Curtis Samuel. As I said, the hell with the ADP. It's my 150th draft. I'm down to get weird, and I think this lineup's cool. I passed on a couple decent running backs here, but as I said, the hell with ADP. You have Saquon in at RB2, so I should switch Gibbs and start Montgomery then. I would say that's the safer play. David Montgomery in this game alone has a much safer floor, which gives him a better projected ceiling. Montgomery's a safe play, and we know for the fact that if he gets behind that offensive line in the red zone, he's going to score. So it just comes down to Jared Goffel and his passing game, right? And who knows, maybe Jahmyr Gibbs might break one big, right? But like, I think in redraft, especially, you'd rather bet on the floor than the ceiling. Best ball, it's okay to bet on the ceiling. It's actually encouraged to bet on the ceiling. But in redraft, you want a guy with a safe floor who has a high ceiling. So yeah. Nonsense says too big of an attack area when it comes to player props. One of the biggest edges in all of betting, in my opinion, is I agree. That's why we make a killing. We find these outlier bets every fucking week. Every week. You're telling me Sam Howell right now against the Arizona Cardinals, okay, is not gonna put up 215.5 passing yards against the Arizona Cardinals? That's an outlier bet. That's like the only lock, right? Eckler over 33.5 receiving yards has me sweating a little bit because he always starts out the gates relatively slow. So I am worried about that Eckler prop. Don't get me wrong. I'm worried about that Eckler prop, but I feel like Howell should absolutely smash that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Should I not be bullish on Howell? Ashton 1, you still with me? Scott Reynolds says, I have Goff on my bench starting Burrow. Good call. And it's nice to see Burrow's back at practice. Everybody's panicking. Oh, don't buy Burrow. Don't draft Burrow. He's got a calf injury. Burrow's fine. Burrow's so fine. Good call on drafting Burrow, buddy, and Goff. But yeah, I'm not there on Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is Goffle. I think he's horrible. Okay, let's look at nonsenses. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Geno Smith, Sam Howell, okay. Miles Sanders, Khalil Herbert, Antonio Gibson, wide receivers, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. Nice little double stack to go with Geno Mania. I like it a lot. Van Jefferson to go and replace Cooper Kupp. Brilliant. Jonathan Mingo, Adam Thielen, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller. Like, to start with 2 guys with that much volatility but that much upside. To start off with 2 guys with that much volatility but yet that much upside, it's absolutely brilliant. It's a great draft. Ashton 1 says Howell is in all 3 of my props. I think it's 100%. I hope so. Common sense. Hey man, it's football. Anything happens, but like nothing's 100%. But on paper, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Snowman09, my brother, the guy. So like I'm celebrating maxing out $153 minis here in a day before kickoff. This guy did it at the beginning of June. Shout out to you, Snowman. I love you, buddy. There's no giveaways today because Lord knows you'd probably win it. Speaking of probability, and like it shouldn't be a fucking lock. If there's any giveaway, my money's on freaking Snowman winning the giveaway as long as he enters. Shout out to you, Snowman. Thank you for popping in. I know you got like 10 gazillion kids. So the fact that you're taking time away from them to come say hi to me means the world to me. And I'm being very genuine. Like, thank you for taking time out of your personal life, all of you, to come spend time with me and hang out with me and talk football. Very appreciative. You guys are awesome. It's super surreal. As I said, like I remember the first draft we did. I had no idea what to say, what to talk about. I was out here like just having a conversation with Knifey Spoonie. I'll never forget it. We're just having conversations and we're both like talking football and just like saying the wrong things, like things that are non-existent. And like I sat down after that stream and I rewatched it and I'm like, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. And then Mason Dodd said he was the same way when he started. He was horrible and he couldn't put two words together. And now look at him. You just got to start and then you got to keep on keeping on. And who knows where that'll take you? Who knows where that'll take you? And I'm so grateful it took me this far, man. Scott Reynolds says, "Love being here. I am learning a lot. I love having you here, brother. You're one of a kind. Very grateful to have you here too, brother. Very, very glad that we met." Cute Talladega Nights. I don't know where to hold my hand, Skiff. Shake and bake. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Allah. Help me, Oprah Winfrey. Will Ferrell's so ridiculous. I love it. I love it. So, guys, sad news. We got an email back from Vitamin Water saying they only support corporations and not small streams. So, I'm still going to shout out Vitamin Water, Dragon Fruit, but not because, I want them to sponsor me, but because Quasi said this is what champions drink. And I want to be a champion. I want to be the very best. Antonio, God save me from the invisible fire. When he said, "Help me, Tom Cruise." Oh, that guy is brilliant. That guy's absolutely brilliant. Help me, Oprah Winfrey. All right, I know what I'm watching after I'm done the stream. Like no one ever was. Yeah, man, I want to be the very best. And Fantasy Football Nonsense says, Antonio laughed my ass off. It's so good, man. It's so good. I will say I was a little uncomfortable when they forced, who was it, Sacha Baron Cohen to kiss him at the end there. That was just weird. That was weird. I could have gone without that part in the movie. Now I have no issues with homosexuality. You love who you love. You choose to love who you love. That's you. But like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a man and woman kissing. I don't want to see two men kissing. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's weird. It's weird. So I will say that's one part of the movie I found strange. Just it was super unnecessary. Super unnecessary. But once again, not homophobic by any means. Just found it uncomfortable. And I'm allowed to be uncomfortable. Am I? Do I still have that right? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. We made it 3 months in and we just got fucking canceled. Let's fucking go. All right, let's look at our draft here and like try to pivot. We're going to try to pivot from getting canceled. Lord, help me, Oprah, help me, Allah, help me, Jesus, Tom Cruise, help me. All right, we got Anthony Richardson, Russell Wilson, not bad. We got Najee Harris, Breece Hall, David Montgomery, Jerome Ford, Kendra Miller, not bad at all. AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Terry McLaurin, Rashee Rice, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Curtis Samuel, Dallas Goedert, Pat Freiermuth. Not bad. Not bad. You know who's another one of my DFS locks this weekend? Should he play? Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas. If you are a tight end and you're playing against the Arizona Cardinals and they don't have Isaiah Simmons now, you're a lock. You're a lock. Yeah. Justin Ross. Chase Claypool. We're doing good. I did pass on Breece for Moore and Mixon, though. Fantasy football nonsense. Don't do that. I'm drafting him. Laugh my ass off. Who? Logan Thomas? You're drafting Logan Thomas? Gotcha. You do have Howell. I think I'm fine at tight ends. I got Freiermuth and I got Goddard. I don't need Logan Thomas. I'm just saying Logan Thomas for DFS this weekend should be absolutely spectacular. Should he play? Because as of now, he's still questionable, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look. No longer questionable. Fully healthy. He's at on Owner's Box DFS. If you use promo code DISCO, I'll match your initial deposit dollar for dollar for up to $500, which is huge. Huge. He's at $3,600 in a $60,000 super flex tournament on DFS tournament on Owner's Box. I love the super flex tournament. Like the super flex DFS tournaments is spectacular. The listeners, LOL. It's just you and me, man. You and me are the only ones in this lobby. Everybody else is drafting with my wife right now. They're all having a good old time. Fantasy football nonsense says final show need grades. Any other disco ballers in here? Ashton one says thoughts on the Taysom Hill QB move. I think it's spectacular. Here's why: because he's still listed as a tight end, and in DFS they can't change his freaking position. So if he's still listed as a tight end, that's spectacular. That's phenomenal. You get quarterback numbers potentially at the flex position quite consistently. So your investment on Taysom Hill is going to pay off huge, especially if anything happens to Derek Carr, because we know Jameis Winston's not. He's not it. He's not it. Yeah, so I'll give you grades. I'll give you your grade, and then I'll have you grade me. Fantasy football nonsense. Yeah, I'll have you grade me. And tomorrow we're going to be live at what time did I say? 5? Yeah, around 4:45, 5. We're going to do 2 drafters, 2 millions. And then we're going to hop off at like 7 o'clock so we can hop on the Patrick Pucci and Jay Sieg show. So if you got any fantasy football questions for tomorrow night, by all means, hop in. Once again, from like 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And then if you guys are not following Patrick Pucci on Twitter, which is impossible because he has like 40 million followers, and Jay Sieg, you should, because their Twitter spaces are absolutely spectacular. So I'm going to hop in and tune in and see what they're doing and what they're talking about over there, and hopefully they'll let me hop on the mic and chit chat with the folks. Scott Reynolds says the league that I am talking about is redrafting. My lineup is Burrow. 3 wide receivers are AJ Brown, Waddle, Metcalf. Okay, that's fire. My 2 RBs are CMC and Barkley. Tight end is Ingram, and now Montgomery at the flex. Yeah, you win. You win fantasy football. How did you get both Saquon and CMC in? Oh, this is a league with okay. Yeah, that's a money lineup. That's a money lineup. Are there any tight end free agents who are available? I'm not there on Evan Ingram this year. I was hoping Kyler Murray would fall. There's some drafts where Kyler Murray will go to the very last round. This wasn't one of them. I do need a third quarterback. Desmond Ritter's available. And I'm okay with the 5 running backs we have, honestly. I should probably get another running back, eh? Yeah, I should. I should get another RB there, eh? Super Canadian of me to get another RB there. So yeah, we'll go over my lineup after I make my next 2 picks because we'll be done this draft. Antonio says, your wife sniped me on Richie James. Actually, I sniped you because she's using my draft guide. The big draft energy draft guide. Fantasy Football Nonsense says, yeah, another RB. Yeah, I would say so too. I need another RB. Ritter's gone, so I'm riding with these 2 QBs. I'm not going to reach on a quarterback now. Unless Baker's available. Nope, Baker's also gone. All right. JJ Taylor is our other RB. And then we'll go Mario Douglas. How's that for a fucking dart throw and a half? Ashen one or not Ashen one, fantasy football nonsense. How's that? How's that? You like that? You like that? JJ Taylor pick, my friend. JJ Taylor and Demario Douglas. Went Pats Nation. I did the homer thing as my dart throws. Fantasy football nonsense. I need your opinion. You said go running back, and I didn't go with a prototypical running back. I believe I'm the only person who's ever drafted JJ Taylor in these drafters tournaments. All right, so my team, we went with a 2-6-10-2 build. We went Anthony Richardson, Russell Wilson. Running back, we went Najee Harris, Breece Hall, David Montgomery, Jerome Ford, Kendre Miller, and JJ motherfucking Taylor. Better remember that name, or not. Like he has potential as like a receiving back there. He fits the mold of like a James White, and he looked better than Pierre Strong did. That's why they dealt Pierre Strong in that role. So third downage, I believe JJ Taylor is the guy now. I think JJ Taylor might be the guy. AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Terry McLaurin, Rashee Rice, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Curtis Samuel, Justin Ross, Chase Claypool, Demario Douglas. That's a pretty nasty receiving room. Dallas Goedert, Pat Freiermuth. I think I saved some of my coolest work from my last draft. That was a sick draft. That was a good draft. I give myself an A fucking plus for maxing this bitch out. Let's go. Scott Reynolds says, I won't be able to make it either of the shows. I have plans for watching the game with my nephew. Wish I was going to be there. Man, there's going to be a gazillion and one fantasy football shows with big draft energy that you're always welcome to. But having those football game experiences with family, like having those family experiences, I will always encourage you to spend quality time with family. Always. I'll always be here for you. Just go hang out with your family. All right? Never feel bad about that, buddy. Like, geez, I want you to spend as much time with family as possible. All right. Fantasy Football Nonsense goes with a 3-5-9-3 build. So he goes with he tells me he goes 6 RBs, but he himself goes 5. Okay, cool. Geno Smith, Sam Howell, Bryce Young. I see the Jedi mind tricks, and I don't like it. I thought we were friends. Running back, Miles Sanders, Khalil Herbert, Antonio Gibson, Deuce Vaughn, County Ingram. You know what? You needed a 6th running back, maybe a 7th. Wide receivers, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. So DK and Jackson Smith and Jigba go with Geno. Van Jefferson goes with Cooper Kupp. Jonathan Mingo goes with Bryce Young. and so does Miles Sanders. Adam Thielen goes with Bryce Young. Alec Pierce, Josh Downs. What? So you go Travis Kelce and Darren Waller. Why would you go with a Logan Thomas instead of like a sixth running back? And I understand that you needed to secure that stack with Mingo and Thielen, but I also feel like having a Bryce Young is borderline redundant. So all in all, roster construction, I have no idea what the fuck you're doing. I think it's cool. I think it's unique. I'll give you a solid B. I'll give you a solid B because I see the potential in every one of these players. I just feel like you could have taken advantage of like a Bryce Young as an RB and a Logan Thomas as an RB, and you would have been fine. But yeah, once again, spectacular. Because should Waller get injured this year, which he has a 90% likelihood according to Sports ND analysis, then Logan Thomas is necessary. Travis Kelce, should he not play tomorrow, it's crazy to say tomorrow, Logan Thomas is a good pickup because Eric Bieniemy is a tight end whisperer, right? So I like what I like it. I see the logic behind it, and I understand the nonsensical approach, and I think that's kind of like your whole moniker, and I think it's cool. I think it's super neat. I personally wouldn't do it, but that's what makes you you, and what makes me me. Me. Love you. Oh, see, Fantasy Football Nonsense says he loves JJ Taylor. Solid. Travion Williams will be back up and third down back in Cincy. You think? I don't want anything to do with that backfield. Not even Joe Mixon. The only time I should have taken Joe Mixon is when he was, borderline going to get arrested for pointing a gun at somebody. So he was falling to like late round 5, early round 6. I should have taken him then. But then when he was announced as innocent, he started jumping up to what, the 4th round, 5th round, early 5th? Yeah, 4th round here. Yeah. I missed my shot. On Mixon. So I'm not touching Mixon. I'm not touching any of them. But I'll take your word for it. I'll consider it. Maybe pick him up in a redraft. Fantasy Football Nonsense says he gave me my tight ends A+, wide receiver A, top end RBs A, especially if no injuries. QB could be A if your boys perform. Also, my RBs are, yeah. Scott Round says, I talk about you guys constantly with my nephew. He knows how much I appreciate and enjoy every show. He just isn't into fantasy football as me. Hey man. Everybody likes their stuff. But like at the end of the day, the most important thing is family, right? It goes family, faith, football. It doesn't go football, faith, family, right? It's family, faith, football. Always. Antonio says, yeah, I got him in the 4th round today. See? Those are one of the guys who's like, if you're competing against the guys who are drafting in April, May, June, in July, early July, where he was going like in round 6, doesn't make sense to take him now in round 4 just to get unique, right? Because they all have an advantage on us in our lineups. Anyways, folks, that was really fun. My dog's like, Daddy's done. That was fun. I got to Max's join out. Once again, if you want to sign up on Drafters, make sure you use promo code DiscoDrafts1. Take advantage of this tremendous overlay opportunity in the Drafters 2 million. $2 million is guaranteed, and there's going to be a 30% vacancy. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. If you think you're good at fantasy football, spend the money, and I'll match whatever you deposit up to $100. So say you put 25, you'll have 50 to use on the app. Say you put 50, you'll have 100 to use on the app. Say you put 75, you'll have 150. Say you put 100, you'll have 200. Quick maths. Thank you guys for helping me get to this point. I never thought that 500 subscribers would be possible. I never thought 150 $3 minis would be possible. I never thought any of this would be possible. I just had faith, and I kept trying to be a good person, and I kept surrounding myself with the best people out there. And we haven't come this far to only come this far, but I am very grateful for everything that you guys have done for me, and I'll never forget it. So thank y'all. You guys are all incredible, and I'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to do 2 Drafters 2 millions, trying to take some last minute advantage of this this tremendous overlay opportunity. I wish I did a 2 million today. I might do one off stream. But yeah, man, thank you guys. God bless you. Have a wonderful night. Peace and love, y'all.